To begin with, imagine your phone just rang. The message you receive changes your life forever. You've received a lot of money. It could be an unexpected inheritance, a lottery prize, a work settlement, the sale of something very valuable, a court case won, or even an unexpected donation from a distant relative. Your heart races, your hands sweat, and a single question won't leave your mind. Now what do I do? Relax, pay close attention. This guide will help you not to freak out, and more importantly, not to lose all that money. Stay until the end. You'd be surprised to know how many people receive fortunes and in less than 5 years end up with nothing in the bank. It's like gaining a superpower and not knowing how to use it. It can be incredible, but it can also go very wrong. Found it interesting? Type sudden money in the comments and I'll give you a heart. And to help the channel, leave your like and subscribe. It's very quick. Thank you. Now that you've done all that, let's continue. You know that saying money doesn't take disrespect? Well, it's truer than you imagine. Money is like soap. The harder you squeeze, the faster it slips between your fingers. But if you know how to hold it with care and intelligence, it stays with you for a long time. Let's go. This is your guide to not freaking out and not losing everything after becoming rich. 1. Financial first aid. Stay calm. Take a deep breath. I know your heart is racing and your head is spinning with 1,000 ideas of what to do with all this money. But the first step is precisely not to do anything hasty. Imagine you just gained a superpower. You wouldn't go flying without first learning to control your strength, would you? It's exactly the same with money. The first rule is to keep this news absolutely secret. Tell only your closest family, those people you really trust and who need to know. Why? Because the moment people discover you're rich, a bunch of friends will start appearing out of nowhere, each with an amazing idea of how you should spend your money. If you receive this money through lottery or some public prize, it will be harder to keep the secret. In this case, prepare yourself, turn off your phone notifications, avoid social media for a while, and if possible, take a few days off work. You'll need this time to organize your thoughts away from the madness your life will become. 2. Build your dream team. Now comes a super important part. You need to assemble your financial squad. It's like forming a money justice league, where each professional has their special superpowers to protect you and make your money grow. First, you need a lawyer specialized in financial or tax law. Not just any lawyer who handles everything. It has to be someone who really understands fortunes and taxes. They will help you legally structure your assets and avoid problems with the law. Then, look for a top-notch accountant. And when I say top-notch, I'm not talking about someone who just does your tax returns once a year. You need someone who understands tax planning, who knows how to organize your finances efficiently and legally. Finally, but super important, an independent financial advisor. Don't fall into the temptation of going straight to a big bank just because you've always had an account there. Look for someone who isn't tied to any specific institution, who can give you advice, thinking only about your interest, not theirs. 3. Pay off all your debts. The first thing you should do when receiving a large amount of money is clear your name. Seems obvious, but you'd be surprised how many people keep debts even with spare money. It's like trying to fill a leaky bucket. It makes no sense. Start with the most expensive debts: credit cards, overdraft, personal loans. These have the highest interest rates and erode your wealth like termites in a wooden house. Then move on to smaller debts: financing, late installments, even that money you borrowed from a friend and forgot. And it doesn't stop there. Organize all your regular financial commitments, taxes, insurance, monthly fees, and get everything up to date. It's much easier to make your money grow when you don't have any loose ends with anyone. Remember, debt is like a snowball rolling downhill. The more time passes, the bigger it gets. 4. Take care of the boring paperwork. This part isn't the most fun, but it's crucial. It's like organizing your room before having visitors. Nobody likes doing it, But once everything is tidy, life becomes much easier. You'll need to gather all your documents, ID, SSN, proof of residence, tax returns from recent years, bank statements, debt clearance certificates. Seems like a lot? That's because it is. But your team of professionals will help you with this. If you received an inheritance, you'll need specific documents, like the inventory and death certificate. If it was a prize, keep all receipts and documents related to receiving it. In case of lottery, the winning ticket is your most precious document. Keep it in a super safe place until everything is resolved. And don't forget, organize everything in folders, make digital copies, store them in different places. It might seem like overkill, but believe me, this organization will save you from many headaches in the future. 5. Let the money sleep. When your parents told you to count to 10 before making an important decision, with money, you need to count to 180 days, that's right. For at least 6 months, leave your money quietly earning in a safe and basic investment like a large bank CD or treasury bonds. During this time, your emotions will be running high. One day you'll wake up wanting to buy a mansion. The next, you'll be so afraid of losing everything that you won't want to spend a penny. This is normal. It's your brain trying to process this huge change in your life. Use this period to study, watch videos about financial education, read books about investments, take basic courses. It's amazing how your view of money will change after a few months. That idea of opening a chain of stores that seemed brilliant on the first day, you'll probably realize there are much better options. 6. Invest in yourself. Imagine you got a super powerful car, but you've never driven anything beyond a learner's car. Scary, right? That's why, before starting to invest your money, you need to invest in knowledge. Start with basic financial education courses, but don't stop there. Learn about different types of investments, about how interest works, about basic inflation and economics. You don't need to become an expert, but you need to understand enough not to be fooled by those who want to give you hot tips on investments. And it goes beyond money. How about improving your English, getting a degree, learning about technology? Knowledge is the only investment that no one can steal from you, and the more you know, the better decisions you'll make with your money. 7. Keep those who have proved their worth. If you inherited this money, there's probably a team that was already taking care of it before. Don't go running after new advisors just because they promise spectacular results or lower fees. It's like switching from a doctor who's been following you for years to a stranger just because they promise a miraculous cure. Many experts will appear promising to double your money in no time or offering secret investments that only the rich know about. Be careful. Most of these promises are hollow. A good financial professional is like a good doctor. They care more about preventing problems than promising miraculous cures. 8. Improve your life with intelligence. Of course, you can and should improve your quality of life. But think with me, if you've always taken the bus, you don't need to jump straight to a Ferrari. How about starting with a comfortable and safe car? If you're renting, maybe it's time to buy an apartment, but it doesn't need to be the most expensive penthouse in town. Make a list of what really matters to you. Want a bigger house? Great. Want to travel more? Cool. Want a new TV? You can buy it, but set limits. A good rule is to think, will this improve my life in 5 years? If the answer is no, maybe it's not such an important expense. And remember, everything you buy doesn't just bring the initial cost. That beach house seems like a dream, but have you thought about property taxes, maintenance, the caretaker, security? That imported car is beautiful, but have you calculated insurance, maintenance, fuel consumption? 9. Protect your assets. Think of your money as a castle you need to protect. There's no point in having treasure and leaving the gates open, right? There are several ways to protect your assets, and you need to use all that make sense. First, diversify your investments. It's that story of not putting all your eggs in one basket. Distribute your money among different types of investments, some safer, others a bit riskier, but never bet everything on one thing. Consider creating a family holding or other legal structures to protect your assets. Get adequate insurance, not just for your material goods, but also life and health insurance. And very important, maintain a sacred emergency reserve that you don't touch, no matter what. 10. Think long-term. The biggest mistake that people who suddenly become rich make is thinking the money will never run out. Spoiler, it can end, and faster than you imagine. That's why you need to think like an ant. Save for the future. Do the math. How much do you need per month to live comfortably? Multiply by 12, then by 30 years. Scary, right? Now add inflation to that account, and unforeseen expenses, and the dreams you'll still have in the future. See why planning is so important? Set goals for different time frames, 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. Include everything: retirement, children's education, if you have or plan to have them, travel, personal projects. Money has to work to achieve these dreams, not to satisfy momentary impulses. 11. Maintain your routine. You know what's one of the biggest dangers of becoming rich? It's thinking you've become someone else. You remain yourself, just now with more money in your account. You don't need to change everything in your life overnight. Keep doing the things you like. If you've always been a fan of pizza on Friday, you don't need to switch to caviar just because you can afford it. If you like going to the park on weekends, keep going. If you have friends you love, maintain those friendships. Just be careful that money doesn't change the dynamics of the relationship. Work is another important point. Even if you no longer need to work to live, having an occupation is important for your mental health. If you don't like your current job, plan a change, but don't run out asking for resignation the day after becoming rich. 12. Learn about taxes. Nobody likes to talk about taxes, but they're like gravity, you can't escape them. And the more money you have, the more complex your tax life becomes. But calm down. I'll explain this in a way you can understand. It's like a video game. Each phase has its rules and challenges. There's tax on income, on investments, on inheritances, on donations. And worse, the rules change from time to time. That's why it's so important to have good professionals helping you. They know the legal cheats, we call it tax planning, that can help you pay less taxes, always within the law. And attention, tax evasion is a crime. Don't fall into the temptation of hiding money or failing to declare something. The consequences can be serious, including heavy fines and even prison. Remember, it's better to pay a little more tax than spend sleepless nights worried about the IRS. 13. Make your money work for you. Have you thought how cool it would be to have an army of robots working 24 hours a day to make your money grow? Well, that's exactly how investments work. Your money can work for you while you sleep. But attention, investing is not gambling. Those stories of people who became millionaires overnight with Bitcoin or day trading are exceptions, not rules. The secret is to build a diversified and consistent investment portfolio. It's like assembling a soccer team. You need different players with different functions. Some investments will be safer, like government bonds, others a little riskier, like stocks in good companies, and some might be bolder, like alternative investments. The important thing is to distribute your money well and not get carried away by fads or miraculous promises. 14. Take care of your mental health. Money doesn't buy happiness, but lack of it can bring a lot of sadness. And you know what's curious? Having a lot of money can also bring worries you never imagined having. That's why taking care of your head is as important as taking care of your bank account. Many people develop something called imposter syndrome. That feeling that they don't deserve the money they have. Others become paranoid, thinking everyone only approaches them out of interest. Some enter a spiral of consumption, trying to prove something to themselves or others. Don't be ashamed to seek professional help. A psychologist can be as important as your financial advisor at this time. Practice activities that make you zen. Meditation, exercises, hobbies. And remember, money is a tool to have a better life, not to become its slave. 15. Think about leaving a legacy. Now that you're rich, have you thought about what you want to leave to the world besides money? I'm not just talking about inheritance for family, although that's important too, but how you can use your resources to make a difference in people's lives. Maybe you want to create a foundation to help underprivileged students, or invest in environmental projects, or support local artists, or develop technologies that can improve people's lives. The possibilities are endless, but remember, philanthropy also needs planning and organization, and you don't need to wait until you're old to start your legacy. You can start right now, gradually, testing different ways to contribute to society. It's amazing how helping others can give even more meaning to your wealth. 16. Learn to deal with social media. In today's world, your digital privacy is as important as physical privacy. If you've just become rich, the last thing you need is to post photos of your new acquisitions on Instagram or make stories on your new yacht. Discretion is your best friend. Set your social networks with maximum privacy possible. Review old posts that might indicate your new financial status. Be careful even with check-ins at expensive or exclusive places. Seems like overkill? It's not. There are criminals specialized in monitoring social networks to identify potential targets. Moreover, your posts can affect future negotiations, professional relationships, and even legal proceedings. That show-off photo can be used against you in a legal dispute. That comment about an investment might draw unwanted attention from the SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission. 17. Establish a clear family policy. Money and family can be an explosive mix. Therefore, it's important to establish clear rules from the start. If you're married, talk openly with your spouse about how you'll manage the fortune. If you have children, think about how you'll educate them to have a healthy relationship with money. Create a family protocol. It might seem too formal, but it helps a lot. Define criteria for family loans, if any. Establish limits for gifts. Decide how you'll handle requests for financial help. It's better to have these difficult conversations now than in the middle of a crisis. And don't forget succession planning. Yes, nobody likes to think about death, but it's essential to have everything organized to avoid family fights in the future. Will, insurance, division of assets. The clearer everything is, the fewer problems your family will have later. 18. Learn to say no. One of the most important skills you'll need to develop is the art of saying no. And believe me, you'll need to use this word a lot. When people discover you have money, it's impressive how unique opportunities and unmissable deals appear from all sides. Your cousin will show up with an idea to open a burger joint. Your neighbor will want you to invest in a plant delivery startup. Even that high school classmate you haven't seen in 15 years will message you with a unique investment opportunity. And you know what's the hardest part? Many of these people are well-intentioned. They really believe they're offering you something good. Create some standard phrases to use in these moments. Thank you, but I'm not making new investments right now. Or I need to consult my advisors before making any decision. And don't feel guilty. You're not obligated to finance everyone's dreams just because you have money. 19. Invest in your physical health. Having lots of money means nothing if you don't have health to enjoy it. It's that story. There are millionaires in cemeteries who died trying to make more money. Don't fall into this trap. Your health should be absolute priority. Get a complete checkup. One of those really detailed ones. Get a top health insurance plan. Yes, it's expensive, but your health is worth every penny. Consider having a trusted private doctor who can attend to you at any time. Build a health team, nutritionist, personal trainer, physiotherapist, dentist. Invest in quality food, organic products, fresh foods, balanced meals. Set up a home gym if you like privacy, or attend a good gym if you prefer the social environment. And most importantly, make time to exercise and rest. There's no point having millions in the account if you're always stressed, tired, or sick. And remember, health problems can drain a fortune quickly. A complex medical treatment in the United States can cost millions of dollars. Therefore, besides taking care of health, always have good international health insurance. It's better to spend on prevention than on treatment. 20. Stay updated. The financial world is always changing. New laws, new investments, new technologies. It's like a game where rules change constantly. Therefore, set aside time every week to stay informed. Subscribe to good newspapers and specialized magazines. Participate in investment events and conferences, but be careful with those that are just to sell products. Maintain regular contact with your advisors. And very important, learn to filter information. Not everything on the internet is true, and not every financial guru knows what they're talking about. 21. Prepare for emergencies. Having lots of money doesn't mean you're immune to problems. In fact, some problems can get even bigger. Therefore, have contingency plans for different situations. Keep important documents in more than one safe place. Have emergency contacts, lawyers, security, etc., always at hand. Know exactly what to do if something serious happens, from a health problem to a scam attempt. 22. Keep your feet on the ground. Last but not least, never forget who you are and where you came from. Money can change your circumstances, but it doesn't need to change your character. Continue being the person your true friends and family know and love. Cultivate gratitude. Appreciate the simple things in life. Keep your sense of humor. And remember, having money is a responsibility and a privilege, not a divine right. Use this blessing with wisdom, generosity, and humility. For those still here, congratulations, you have a success profile. Write wealth in the comments if you agree with these tips. As soon as I see it, I'll give you a special heart. Now you're seeing 2 special videos I prepared for you to multiply your money. Choose one and watch immediately. And whenever you feel lost or overwhelmed, come back to this list. Reread the advice, reflect on your decisions, adjust your path if necessary.